Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Talking with Dead Authors. Today we have the honor of speaking with Aldous Huxley, who is the author of the novel Brave New World. Please, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Huxley. Hello, Mr. Huxley. How are you?
I'm great. Besides being stuck in the ground for the past almost 62 years.
Well, we are very pleased to have you with us here today. If you don't mind, we are just going to jump right on in with our discussion on the comparisons of the use of drugs in your novel Brave New World and the way they are used in today's world. So first, I would like to talk about the addiction that is caused by these drugs. In your novel, you speak of something called soma. What exactly is that?
It is something that is used when a person of the world state did not want to feel pain, sadness, or something negative. And the soma would take them on a holiday, which would like an escape from the reality.
I see. So comparing to the real world, I can see that people use drugs in the same way, to almost escape, and after a while they get addicted to that high feeling of where they weren't totally in contact with what is going on, and it starts a destructive path. Do you believe that in your novel it began a destructive pathway?
Yes, if you paid attention in my book, the people of the world state relied on the soma, and they thrived for it. Linda, for example, when she was at the reservation for so long, she would have substituted the soma like the drinking and sleeping with other men. And when she returned to the world state, she basically overdosed, just like many people do today. The cost her life.
I see. So comparison between today and the world state, the uses of drugs are not much different. If you don't mind, I would like to talk about the similarities between soma and antidepressants.
Of course, I will answer any question you have.
So basically, what I interpreted from your novel was that soma is used on a daily basis, and as we talked about previously, is that it is used to take a sort of pain, sadness, and negativity. It sounds very similar to the use of antidepressants in our world today.
Yes, I agree. I have been witnessing this from the skies above. While watching these people taking the antidepressants and looking back on what I wrote in my book, I would also like to state that the people of the world state would also take a certain amount of depending on how much they wanted to get away, and that compares to today's, because some people take high doses while others take low.
I see. I would also like to mention something I saw in a Times article, and I quote, "Antidepressants are handed out like candy," end quote. And also, I quote, "Antidepressants are even more common than depression itself," end quote. I see a similarity again with this, because in the world state, people would take it just to take it, because it was there, and in today's world, people abuse it instead of learning how to deal with their problems, instead of taking without medication. Now I would like to ask any viewer if they have any questions for Huxley, or if they see any more similarities. Yes, you in the Cincinnati sweatshirt.
Do you see any similarities between the use of illegal drugs in today's world and the use of soma in Brave New World?
Oh yes, definitely. When I wrote this book, illegal drugs weren't a big problem, but looking at this issue now, it is. The main similarity is the availability of both soma and illegal drugs. But soma is legal in the world state. They often just hand it out. In today's world, the use of drugs are illegal unless prescribed by a doctor. The sad thing, though, is that if you try hard enough, you are going to find illegal drugs anywhere. The use of them are increasing, and majority of them used by teens.
That is something astounding, but I agree. You can find illegal drugs practically anywhere if you are in search of them. I have a picture here of marijuana and heroin, which are some of the illegal drugs that, if you try hard enough to find, people find and are often overused. Well, Mr. Huxley, it has been a pleasure having you on our show today. Thank you so much for talking with us about the use of soma in your novel and the use of drugs today. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow with Dr. Seuss.